because Elementor are doing their 3.3 beta release video, which they're going to talk about, obviously, the AI side of things. No, they already did the AI, sorry. They're going to talk about the CSS grid, which I think is going to be pretty neat for people to have a look at. I was going to test it out earlier, but I haven't had a chance to do that properly yet. But I'm interested in the CSS grid. You will have noticed these new additions behind me. And before anyone says it's not in the center of the room, that's because I've positioned it to be kind of behind me in terms of location. So if I'd centralized it, it would have been more on this way of the room. And I felt like this kind of worked a little bit better because it means I could probably put something else up here if I ever decide to in the future. But it's basically like a moving screen. Please hit like if you've not hit like already. Now, because this is the first time I've put it up, my lighting now creates a... Hey, Harish. Hey, Paul. My lighting now creates a rebound over here. So if I turn my lighting off, you don't get the rebound, right? But I need to have that lighting on, because without the lighting on, I need that shine on my face. And now I've got to find a way of somehow stopping the light somehow hitting that. And I'll have to work that out tonight or tomorrow. I've got to somehow block it somewhere like look, if I hold up this sheet here, can you see the impact it has on the light there? But I've got to hide a portion here, but don't stop it hitting me. It's going to be really weird. I'm going to have to use a cardboard. I don't know, it's weird. It's one of these things about lighting. Hey, Gene, how you doing? I was just part of an Elementor webinar earlier, a separate one. But later on, we have got the 3.3 Elementor with Ashley, and I'm keen to watch that. Just use an umbrella. Yes, that could work, Paul, except it would be very awkward in positioning with how I would get it to work. So I've got loads of cardboard boxes with where all of this stuff came from. Okay, so I've got a big cardboard box, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to work something out. Hey Dave, how you doing? I'm interested and I'm looking forward to the Elementor 3.1.3 release. Really, I'm keen to look at that. I want to say though and point out something really, really interesting. Oh, by the way, hey Shankar and Sergio, Abilash, everyone that's turning up as well. Oh, nice one, Ishanka. So you've got a digital marketing internship. Wow. I mean, that's not due to me. That's due to you. You've gone out there and you've engaged and you've probably spoken to and met people. And you've probably like shown off your profile and all of this and stuff, right? You've done it, not me, right? It weren't me, it was you. So well done. Now, someone's asked me for help and I'm offering them help. They had a header problem on their website. I'm not going to share the website. The way they've built the header, it's so clear that what they've done is they've built the website out and then they did the header. I cannot stress enough, whenever I've done a tutorial, like a one-pager, have you noticed I always focus on the header template first before I do the hero banner and every other bit of the page? There are other tutorials out there where they build the page and then they go, now let's do the header. Now, the footer you can leave at the end. I accept that. But always do your header before you do the hero banner. And here's why. If you build a website that's like 20 pages and then you do your header template and then you realize it's not working right. Oh, I need to have a different header here and there and whatever. It starts to get messy. And if you're going to have a header that overlaps or has like you got the image and you got a transparent header and then you got to think about your Z indexing, then you got to think about your negative bottom margin and all of this stuff. if you don't build the header first, it's extra work later on. Number two, what was number two? There was a number two. I've forgotten what it is now. Yeah, number two. Even if you don't know what all of your items are in the header, right? Just put placeholders in. Just put a nav menu in. Just put a logo in. Just at least get it right. Exactly, Sergio. This is the problem. So someone, they had an issue with their website. They've got about 20 odd pages. Some of the headers are, they've got about 4 or 5 headers. They've got 3 of them activated. They've obviously built the website and now they're doing the headers transparent. And, you know, if you haven't adjusted things, it doesn't really work well. It's extra work. So I've said to them, look, right, you've paid me to help you out, but you're running out of time now. You only paid for 1 hour, right? Half an hour's gone. I'm stopping, right, until you clarify. Get rid of the headers you don't need, right? And are you happy for me to modify? Because the way they've built the header as well, the header, get this, the header is 4 sections. And I'm not talking about a desktop header and a mobile header. No, the desktop header is 4 sections. Like, talk about overkill, right? I mean, if you're really going to do that, you might as well throw in an inner section. Because they're not using containers here, they're using sections, right? You might as well just throw in an inner section, but 4 sections, right? They, you know, and when you look at the items, you go, right, so you've got like your header, that can easily be done with just a section and either an inner section, or you use clever, you know, like where you custom positioning. Custom positioning with the percentage to get things to sit on a different line. That's all you got to do. So I've said to them, this header's not been built very well. And they come back with, I worked really hard on it to get this result. And then there's a sad face. I don't mean to be funny here, everyone. Okay, please do hit like. I don't mean to be funny here, but you built it wrong. To then say I worked really hard on it is like, what? What are you talking about here? I don't care how hard you worked. You've built it. Exactly, Dave. 4 sections. They do have a separate mobile header, but the desktop header on its own. And I'm telling you now, right? I'm telling you now, Dave. I'm not going to show it. It's easily a section at the top with like icon list and a translator plugin. So icon list translator plugin. Then underneath that, you got your logo, the navigation menu, and a call to action button. So why they've got 4 sections is like, what are we doing here? Yeah, do you like it? Do you like it? Look at that, it's moving. It's moving. It's moving. In fact, this does come with sound. Shall I put the sound on? Shall I put the sound on? Right, I'm going to put the sound on, okay. This is going to be a bit weird. Can you hear it? Can you hear that? It literally and it comes with other footage as well. So this is pretty. This is my new little neat toy now. Okay, you can change the image as well. So if I go, I'll just change the image while we're here. So watch this, it's going to change, alright? It's going to change. I know there's no sound in space, right? But, look at this. It's going to change in a minute. Look at that. How cool is this? And it's moving, look, you can see there's the smoke, it's moving. There'll be bits and pieces that come across. And ships will fly across as well, so it's pretty. I'm just gonna put it back to what it was, okay? Right. And I'm just going to turn the volume down as well. There we go. Yeah, there you go. The volume's down. It's like an LED. And by the way, this is not expensive to run. It's like 10p an hour. It's the same cost as when I have the lights on. It's not even that. It's not even 10p an hour. Altogether, it's 10p an hour, which is like, it's neither here or there. Anyway, Dave, yeah, goes, right, I can understand they can be devastated when they've spent hours. Exactly. But this is one of those, what I call a rude awakening as to how to build a website or a page. And like I've said, there's too many people who are, they kind of like, they build out the entire website and then they do the header. My methodology is always get your header right and then work on from there, okay? Abhilash, with block theme, will customizers become obsolete? Not really, Abhilash, because block, you know, I mean, no, I don't think so at all. I mean, can you really see block themes or even block builders becoming as powerful as what we kind of have out there as it is? There's room for everything. Please don't forget to hit like if you've not hit like. I think there's room for loads. I mean, people were saying that WordPress was going to become obsolete when Wix first came out. You know, when Wix first came out, everyone said WordPress was obsolete. Squarespace then came along, and Shopify, you know, we can't, all of this will be obsolete. Never happens. Never happens, right? Yeah, and you can see, look, it's moving. Look, it's moving. It's moving slowly, but it's moving, okay. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? How are you? This is called the Atmoth 2. It's called Atmoth 2. They're from Japan. You can't get them in the UK, or you can't get them even ported over. You got to get it from Japan and then get someone from Japan to get it over to you. It's a very complicated process. Let me tell you that, it's very complicated. Right, just going to double check something with a comment. Come here. Right, just going to say... Okay, thanks. Right, so I've just got to quickly reply to someone who's just sent me an email. Duplicate the original header, do all my modification. The pages will only be one. What? How? Who here is Italian? Who here is Italian? What's the Italian word? What's the Italian word for header? Can someone just confirm to me what is the Italian word for header? Because when I go into like these pages and I have said to it translate, it doesn't translate it properly. No, see what I mean? It's not translating. Oh, now it's done it. It's okay. It's done it now. It's done it. I was literally losing my mind staring at this Italian page going, where's the header? Where's the header? Because every time you click anyway, it keeps retranslating it back to another language. Italian, sorry. Andrew, all good here. Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that, Andrew. Your wife's stepmom passed away last Saturday, dropping off. Okay, yep, sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. That's not good. Is she the only one? Yeah, exactly, yeah. Things do fly by. Things do fly by. And you can change the footage as well. It's really, really unbelievably really cool, this, okay? You can change it to be a beach as well and stuff like that, but it is it's really, really cool. Anyway, so this client, I'll probably do it during the Ashley presentation now, which starts in 1 hour. So for anyone wondering why have we started early by 1 hour, is because Elementor have got the 3.13 presentation where they're going to go over 3.13. The thing that's really caught my eye, obviously, is Elementor AI. But number 2, oh yeah, by the way, you get to now do custom icons for your navigation menu. Again, really, really cool. You can do post excerpt on the fly while you're in the Elementor page. Again, really, really cool. But the thing that I think is going to catch a lot of people's eyes is the CSS grid. How exactly are they implementing and doing that? If you look at the notes, though, when you click the link, if you got the email, there are some issues with it, some bugbears, and people are working through that. But how easy is it going to be to do the layout? Right, I'm just going to... I need to just have a quick wee. I'm going to put the volume up. I'm just going to go for a quick wee. Hey, Artif. There you go, Artif. It's on. Isn't that cool? Hey everyone, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go for a quick wee break. Sorry, just turn the volume down on it. Hey Paul, I just went for a quick wee break. I'm in the frame. Hey everyone. Hey Pickstar, how you doing? How are you? So yeah, look, you can see the ship coming in. Right there. Look at that ship. See that one there? It's a big one as well. It's flying in, okay? It's coming in on screen. You can see it there. Hey, Ornalid, how are you doing? So yeah, annoyingly, as I was saying earlier, for those that came on earlier, decided to help someone out with their header template. They got about, I'll tell you, I said it was 4. It's actually, yeah, they've deleted one now. So now it's just 3. But they've got it applied like across the entire website or across one entire page. And I'm basically just going to go in now and just completely modify exactly what they've got, because what they've done is really bad workmanship in terms of how they've built it. You know, 4 sections for a header, stuff like that. Yeah, look, you can see the ship flying in. Look, and it's going to go across the screen. Look, you'll see it cut across the screen in a moment. It'll cut onto the next screen. Look, there you go. Look, it's coming in now. See it? Comes in. Hey, George, how are you? How are you live? I'm live. I'm live. I am now live. Dave, but it's missing a lot of things. One thing I'd like to know is whether they'll add grid child settings to widgets as well. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though, isn't it, Dave, in that once I've played with it, obviously I'll do a video on it, but I might want to run it by some of you guys as well, especially those that are more knowledgeable around CSS grids as well, like, you know, the pros, the cons. Is it really going to be, you know, is it really the right methodology? Can it work? I mean, that's the thing, Bo, okay? We can all go on and on and on about how the whatever method they apply is not perfect. But does it work? Can you use what Elementor are going to do with the CSS grid? And can you, like, make it work? Yeah. To be honest though, Artif, this is the thing, right? I had a feeling that if I put this up, you're just going to sit there just staring like forever. Like, you know what I mean? You know, and it's, I mean, look, if you hear it, you can listen to it. Can you hear it? It's quite a... I mean, when I put this up last night and I was testing it out, Raheem would not go to sleep until I'd finished, right? And he went bed quite late and he was watching me put it up. And he was like, whoa. Emre, what theme should I use for a used car dealership theme? Emre, just build hello. Use hello and build out what you want to show. There's no point me telling you, use this theme. Go to Template Monster, go to Invanto, go to do a search online. What is the style that your clients are after? Because the theme may not be what your client wants. So that's the wrong question. Always the wrong question. What theme should I use? No. What do you want to be using for your client? What does your client want at the end of the day? Yeah? Never go with just, well, this is a car theme. Let's just use a car theme. No. What does your client need? Right? So that's what you really got to think about. Okay? Think about that. I mean, look, do you know what? We could sit here, right, and just literally, right, just sort of go, okay, let's just go, all right, here you go. Let's do this, right, okay? So let's do this now, okay? So we can now just sit there and go, right, what should we go for in terms of the look? What should we go for? Yeah, let's go for the looks, right? So look, here we go. So if I go here. So we got some Star Wars scenes. We've also got... oh, no, back. That was wrong. I've got to get used to this microphone, right? Here we go. Animal. Was it animals? Right. Do you want to see something really weird? Right, watch this, okay? Watch this. Watch this. Now, it does take about 2 minutes for it to fully load up, right? It does take about 2 minutes because it has to download it, right? But look. Hang on, the light reflection, wait. No, it's too bright. It's too bright. I don't think you can see it properly. It's too bright. But there's a cat. There's 2 cats there. Right, I'm gonna just mess around with the brightness, okay? No, that's the wrong button. I have to get used to the microphone. I need to get really used to this as well. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one as well. Wait a minute. Here we go. Right. So depending on how bright your room is, yeah, it doesn't always... Right, that one is downloading, okay? So one of them is downloading, okay? But what you've got is a couple of cats right there. Can you see the cats? So this one is just downloading, okay? That's why it takes a bit of time. So it's one of those things where if you're going to do this, you have to do like the prep work prior to like actually going on screen. Otherwise, it's a little bit fiddly. Now I've got to put this back. I shouldn't have done this, right? I shouldn't have done this, should I? I shouldn't have done this live. Just wait, I'm just setting it up, alright? There we go, right. So I've just changed the setting. Anyway, look. So if I was going to change the setting, I should do it like 5 minutes prior to going live. Otherwise... it gets very weird, and like I need to sort out to stop the light from here at the moment. From from kind of like bouncing on the screen as well. So I've got to play around a little bit. I've got to play around a bit, you know. But yeah, it's really, really cool. And I need to find my favorite images as well, and download them and just see how much I can push it. Right, okay, anyway, Harish, I'm trying to create a layout for my website that includes a full width header and footer with a sticky sidebar on the left. Well, Harish, your header template is your header, your footer template is your footer. Your page then will be, you create your page with 2 containers, and into container number 2 you put a template shortcode, which will be your sidebar. Now you've said you want the sidebar to overlap with the footer. Sorry, the sidebar overlaps. Okay, so give the footer a higher Z index. So set, hey elementary, my dear Watson, hope you're okay from New York. You give your sidebar a Z index of 1, and you give the footer a Z index of 2. You give it a higher Z index. Yeah, that's what you do. You just give it a higher Z index, and you should be fine. You should be fine at that point then. I mean, I haven't really tested it all out with all the lights properly yet. You know, so you know. I mean, I'm not sure I need these lights now. I feel like that does a lot of the good work for me, and I might shrink this down to only be maybe sort of like this high. Roughly, like knock out a couple of the rings here. This does not need to be so high now, does it? Kind of thing, you know. So, but yeah, I need. This is the problem though. Whenever you do a room change, you end up having to re-explore everything you've got or everything that you're doing. And it's not that it's a problem, it's just a bit of a headache. Right, it's a bit of a headache. I just need to make sure I've got everything right here and here. Yeah, okay. So who am I going to see all of you on the 3.13 Elemental presentation, which is in about 45 minutes time. It's in about 45 minutes time. Are you all going to be there? Hey, Stacey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. Do you like the wind effect going across there? Do you like that? It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool. I just need to work out the best images to use. I feel like I need like a whole day just to sit there testing it all out. You know, make an infinity video. An infinity video, Artif. What's an infinity video? Record a video of you making a video and have... Record a video of you making a video. Oh, I get what you mean now. You mean like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, infinity. Yeah, I get it now. Do you know what, Artif? I'm not sure I fully understand how I would even do that. I have to be honest. The settings on here are mental. Like, proper mental. Just to get it to work, like, as a panorama. Oh, my God. 2 hours, Artif. 2 hours of my life. In total, it took about 1 hour to understand how to get them to work properly. 2 hours to get the panorama to work properly. Then another half hour to then put them on the wall. And oh, my God. I mean, even now, they're not perfect. Can you see the gap here is slightly bigger? So the gap here is about 2 fingers. The gap here is, it's 2 fingers, but this is a little bit more spacious. So I've slightly cocked up the measurement by about 2 millimeters, but it's noticeable. Can you see the difference? There's a bit more of a bigger gap here than there is there. So I slightly cocked that up a bit. Emre, can the My Listing theme work for car dealership? Yes, it can. What you got to remember, Emre, yeah, Directory websites are a directory. So if it's a car dealership, of course it can work, but you don't have to do that. You could use custom fields. You could just use Elementor Pro. You could use Loop Grid. It's all about what is it you're trying to show. So if it's a car dealer, my question back to you would be, why do you need to use My Listing? Are you going to show the cars on a map? If not, you don't need to use the My Listing theme. Now that Elementor have brought out the Loop Grid, right? Next time someone says to me, I want a My Listing theme, if they're not using the map feature, I would probably go, well, then again, though, it depends. Who's listing? Is it a dealer? Or are you going to let people go on and add their own cars? So what are you going to go do there anyway? Yeah, Dave goes audio only. Yeah, to be honest, though, I mean, really, Dave, audio only? Don't you want to watch it? I'd struggle if I wasn't watching it. Sergio, quick question. I just had a phone call with a customer. If you get a quick task, 1 hour time, do you do a contract? No, you just invoice, Sergio. 1 hour, just like right now, I've said to someone, I'll work on your header, okay? 1 hour time, yeah? I've stopped the time because I'm coming live and I'll resume it later on. But that 1 hour time, you just send them an invoice. You just send them, yeah, pay me, whatever, right? It's what you call a quick task. Like, what are you going to do for 1 hour? Oh, can you post this for me? Yeah, you don't need a contract to post it, right? If, however, you are going to post for them every day for the next 10 weeks and they will pay and, you know, then you might want to make sure you understand what are you doing, how are you going to do it, what's being asked of you. But if they say to just post this letter for me, you don't do a contract just for that, right? Unless it is really, really serious. And 9 times out of 10, you'll have everything written out in your email. By the way, Sergio, you've just had a phone call. You need to back up now what you're going to do for them in the email. So this is what I'm going to do. What does it include and what does it not include? Here's the charge for it, okay? If they're asking you to fix your page speed, you might need to say, I will try to improve it, but there is no guarantee because legacy code or build or methodology or other features might stop us getting the full maximum. So you got to kind of like think about stuff like that. Yeah, you got to think about that. Sorry, what was that, Sinan? You said bothering me from the beginning, didn't want to say. What's up, Sinan? Ben, yes, thank you, Ben. I mean, obviously, Ben, what I would say is be careful because you could easily install any of those plugins and then something might stop working, like a carousel or something. So install it and test. Check your website's okay. You know, check everything's fine and then continue. Don't just assume that because I said, yeah, it works. You might have other stuff in your website because I can't predict what else you've got in your website. Do you know what, Sergio? If he wants a contract, do him a contract then. If he wants a contract, give him a contract. Make clear what you're going to do, right? And just do it. Yeah? Just do it. Ah, right. Yes, Sinan. Yeah. So it's... Yeah. I'm gonna have to try and find a way. I mean, it's like it's a bit of a weird one because the nails are all in, so I might nudge the nails a little bit and just see can I get it to go over a little bit more, like this one here. In fact, not this one. Can I get this one to go away a little bit? If I can get this one to go away a little bit, it might work a bit better. But we'll test it out. Hey, Adam from Poland. Hope you're okay. Stick the phone in my... Oh, are you at work? Oh, right. Okay. So I just turn on YouTube on my phone. Got it. Got it, Dave. Well done, my dear friend. Well done on you for doing that. Absolutely, Sinan. I mean, I do say to the client, look, I will do the best I can. I can make no guarantees. And if I find something you've done has massively affected it, at least you know now. And then you make a decision. Do you rebuild it? Do you get someone else to rebuild it? What do you now do? Because you could easily spend 10 days and you never get it up because there's fundamental things. This is Tatooine, Mike. This is Tatooine. Tatooine, look. Tatooine, the two suns, yeah, Tatooine. We are in Tatooine. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, do you want to see Yoda's home? Who here wants to see Yoda's home? Do you want to go to Yoda? Do you want to go to Dagobah? Should we go to the Dagobah system? Let's go to Dagobah. So we are now going to Dagobah, Yoda's home. Exactly, Andrew. You're there. So Harish says, I want that sidebar to stop on top of the footer. Okay, Harish, you want it to stop on top of the footer, right? Then what you've got to do is adjust your bottom margin for that sidebar. Put a negative value in. So you got to create a gap or a positive, whichever one, but you got to create a gap. By the way, can you see in the top corner, there's a white thing in the top corner? That's because it's downloading. So you got to give it about 2 minutes now to basically download. And as it downloads, you'll see it move a little bit because it's got a rain effect. So give it a couple of minutes. You got to wait for those little icons over there, the downloads to disappear, and then it will, okay? And then it will. Right, so just wait for it to download. It's not the quickest, I have to say. My Wi-Fi speed is pretty fast here, okay? But it's not the quickest at downloading, which is a bit of a pain. But anyway, let it just do its stuff. Oh, dear. Well, Andrew, don't worry. I'm going to look at it, and I'm hopefully going to test it out tomorrow, maybe Saturday as well, the CSS grid, and hopefully do like a video on it. Absolutely, Matichek. Grogu is a 50-year-old baby. That being said, okay, technically, okay, Grogu should be talking by now, but maybe it's because he hasn't had much, I don't know, training on it, but you would think that Grogu would be talking. This is still downloading, all right? So please just wait a moment, all right? It's still downloading. It's still downloading. But wouldn't you think that Grogu would be talking by now? You know, at some point we're going to get him go, Daddy? Or, Daddy? I mean, how would Grogu talk? He'd be like, the way this is, the way this is, no, the way is this. No, yeah, he'd say that. He'd go, the way is this. Something like that anyway. Really slow, isn't it? Yeah, Grogu will talk. Yeah, but if I think about it, if you think of it like in human terms, you could almost say that Grogu is 5 years old. He should be talking, right? You know, Jedi Master. He can use the Force. He can use the Force and he's not talking. 100, technically he's like, what, 10 years old? I mean, how old was Yoda? How old was Yoda? How old was... You can't say is because he's dead, all right? How old was Yoda when he died? So we are told Yoda was hundreds of years old, right? Okay, come on. Oh, he was when he's... Right, 900 years old. Yoda was 900 years old. Do you get me? Right, he was 900 years old when he trained Luke, so he was around about 900 and a bit. So Yoda, if you think about it in human comparison terms, let's pretend Yoda is 90 then. Let's just divide by 10. If we do Yoda to human equivalent, okay? Still downloading, right? Still downloading. Hey, Alima, how you doing? It's still downloading behind me, all right? You got to wait for those icons. It's bloody slow, isn't it? That's why you need to do this 10 minutes prior. Anyway, it's downloading. So if Grogu is 50 years old, he should be talking now. And I would like to think they're going to have... Because, like, you can't go through the whole show just going... Anyone who's never watched Mandalorian, none of this is going to make sense to you, but please hit like anyway, okay? If you watch The Mandalorian, you'll know who Grogu is. Who here does not watch The Mandalorian? By the way, it's okay not to watch The Mandalorian. But who here has no idea who we're talking about when we say Grogu? Who here knows? Yeah, there you go, Mike. He was training Jedis at 100. Who here? Right? Who here knows not? And if you think about it, right, if you think about it, we now know that there's going to be a Star Wars movie with Rey who is training Jedis. Are we going to get Grogu as an older an older Yoda Sapien, whatever Yoda is, a Yoda Sapien? Are we going to get an older Yoda or older Grogu with Rey training Jedis? Because by this point, yeah, Mandalorian will be either dead or he'll be older, won't he? He'll either be dead or he'll be in his 60s, for instance. 60s or something like that. Do you get what I mean? So they don't have to kill him off, but I mean, I've got a feeling that one of them is going to die. Well, no, Grogu probably won't, but I've got a feeling at some point Mandalorian will die. Some point. Because I feel like right now, you know, there's got to be some form of an impact whereby, what if Grogu turns to the dark side? Huh? What if Grogu turns to the dark side and he was the instigating force? See what I did there? He's the instigating force with how the Emperor returned. Because the Emperor obviously needed a bit of power somewhere to get to what he needed to get to. What if Mandalorian Din Djarin dies at some point and Grogu turns to the dark side? Because we know they're going to end up on the Outer Rim. By the way, Andrew, I'm probably spoiling it for you, so I shouldn't say anything more now. Anyway, right, so this is still downloading. All right, this is still downloading. Probably doesn't help that I've got other stuff using the internet and Wi-Fi as well. But anyway, it's still downloading. While it's downloading, okay, I'm going to put it back onto the space one because this is quite boring. There we go. We'll put it back onto the space one because that will continue downloading, by the way, in the background. I don't know, Matishek. I don't know, maybe. It's interesting, Yeah, I mean, that whole yes and no, the whole robot with IG-11, I thought that was really funny and homely as well. Right, half an hour, everyone. I am going to end the live chat in 20 minutes. I want you to know that. Okay, so in around about 20 minutes. So you have a 10-minute break before Ashley's 3.3 elemental webinar thing they're doing. Because they're going to cover off CSS Grid. And all of a sudden, I mean, we didn't even see that coming until January, and now it's here. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Am I going to use it? I have to be honest, though. I'm not really missed CSS Grid when I'm building elemental websites. So is it a game changer? Not really. Is it going to make some people happy? Not really again. Because I think if people really, really, really are hung up and really keen about CSS Grid, I think a lot of them would be they're already using something else like Bricks. So is it something that's going to help you take Elemental forwards? Potentially, yes. With layouts. Potentially, yes. I don't think it's going to be exactly what we all want. But if it's enough to get the pieces in, to have some slightly funky layouts, it could be really, really good. However, like Sinan says, for me, it's not a game changer because it's not going to make me design and do things any much more differently than what I currently already do with Flex Container. Oh, good, nice one, actually, Matiche. That's a good one there. Gallery could be much better. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with basically. Is this moving? Yeah, the ship's moving. The ships are moving. Yeah. So we'll have to kind of just see what we get in a way, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a nice thing, isn't it? And again, this for me is like the accelerated improvements and enhancements of Elementor. One of the things that, it's like, I mean, look, if you look at what Bricks have done in the last year, there's been improvements, but nothing majorly game changing. Breakdance, they're doing stuff, but again, they just do dribs and everyone just does dribs and drabs yet. Elementor have had to up their game, but they've got to be very, very conscious that they don't make it overcomplicated or break what they've got. Please don't forget to hit like if you've not hit like already. I know a lot of you aren't hitting like, so please do hit like. It makes a massive difference to the Elementor, not the Elementor, the YouTube algorithm. So as I was saying, I've now got to work on this. I've got to work on someone's website. I'll be working on it as I'm watching the Ashley thing. Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to kind of be watching the Ashley thing and working on this person's website. I want to get it done in half an hour, really, and then that's it. Because they've only paid for an hour. If you pay for an hour, you only get an hour from me. If I feel like you're really valuable, as in like I enjoy what I'm doing, I'm happy to do a bit more. But they've completely bodged up their header, and the way they've done it, it's just awful. It's like, so Dave says, once they finish with the grid, yeah, I think you're right. They need to kind of clean up, remove a lot of divs not needed. The trouble is, though, could that break existing websites? And that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. Does it break existing websites? Ross, when you create an Elementor site, do you typically adjust the default grid layout settings to something large? No. I actually prefer to go for 1100, and here's why. When you're looking at a website on a desktop, 1300 is fine. When you're looking at it on a MacBook Air, 1200 is going right to the edges now. You're going right to the edges. When you're looking at it on a Surface Pro, 1200 is too much. So I find 1100 for boxed width is the sweet spot. Even on a desktop, 1100, not even 1140. I like to work in hundreds. I have a thing about keeping it simple. But 1100 is the sweet spot. If you're going to have a full width image or whatever, you can do that. If you're going to have a massive headline that goes all the way across, you can do what you want. But when it comes to a boxed width, especially, look, there's nothing worse than when someone does a blog page, a single post, and they've built it with like 1400. And when you then view it on like not an iPad, sorry, like a Surface Pro, which is technically a tablet, right? Or even a MacBook Air, which I know is a laptop, it messes up the look. And all of a sudden, the amount of blank space you had between sidebars and wherever, it's not so big anymore. And it does not have the same pull or attraction. Whereas when you go for like 1000, I mean, look, Sinan goes for 1200, I go for 1100. When you go for like that controlled width, like even 1200 is good. When you go for that, you know that you're making it look as good as you can before you move to the next breakpoint, or if you're using clamp for your margins and your padding. So yeah, that's what I would do. Alimer, what drives you to create engaging web content every day? What drives me? The passion that I want to make a difference. Even if, right, when I used to work in an office in the NHS, right, I would feel like I wanted to do something that day for either my team, for my manager, or for someone. I felt like I wanted to leave the day, go home, feeling like I had done something, I had achieved something, even if it was just going over and checking, like, how you doing? Do you need any help? Are you struggling? Someone's asked for something, so I'd give them the goddamn best report they've ever had, as much as I could, right? If I overheard that someone was struggling with something and they didn't know the answer, unless I saw someone else helping them, I'd make sure I go over and go, hey, what's up? If I knew someone was having a bad day, hey, do you want to talk? If I knew someone was upset, I would go and speak to them in private, check they're okay and all of that. The same applies to engaging web content as well. What can I do? Okay, I'll tell you what. I did a video on web accessibility yesterday. 2 videos, in fact. 2 days prior, I did some web accessibility articles and posts on LinkedIn and Facebook. Did some more yesterday. Did some again today. So something about what I'm working on inspires me. So I'm now helping someone out with they're paid, obviously, it's not free, with their headers and their templates for their website. I will now write an article about that and stick it on social media. Next time you build, I might even do a video about it. A 3-minute video. Look, stop doing what this person did. I won't refer to them or their website. Well, I won't show it, but I will refer to, look, this is a bad way to do it. Your desktop header does not need to have 4 sections. Think about your layout. You don't need to be building it after you've built the website. Good practice. So often, what we experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, in our daily life, or what others are experience, influences the content I'm going to create or do and stuff like that. Yeah. The whole Sergio goes there, you make money on it. I'm not so sure about the making money bit. Until we hit like 100,000 subscribers, the making money bit is, let's not even go there, right? Let's not even go there at all. Okay, look, I'm going to give it 8 more minutes, okay? I'm going to give it 8 more minutes, roughly 8 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. And then, you get a bit of a break. And hopefully I'll see you at the Elemental 3.13 beta version webinar talk about CSS Grid. I'm going to do a video eventually on it. But if you get to see what they say and do, you might understand a bit more of what I'm talking about as well. Especially if you're one of those people who doesn't really use CSS Grid. What you got to think about is, imagine you've got, right, like a noughts and crosses grid, 3x3, right? You could have an item here that stretches the first 2 squares, and an item here that stretches over the next 2, have nothing, 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 and an item here. You can have some really funky... Hey, Michael, thank you very much. You can have some really funky layout designs in how you do things. And it does open up a heap of possibilities in great designs and layouts. Just checking someone's just emailed me. Okay, I'm not sure why they've told me that. I'm just deleting a few questions. There you go. So I had 8 emails. 7 of them were junk. 1 of them was okay. I always like to keep an eye on emails because things come rattling in all the time. Oh, right, yeah, web. Yeah, to be honest, though, Sergio, you are right there. And I am pushing back quite a lot now. I do get countless emails, direct messages, and YouTube messages going, oh, I watched your video, but this isn't working for me. Here's what I've got. And I literally have to say to them, okay, fine. For me to understand what you've got, we need to do a one-to-one. Okay, well, here's my URL. One person, right, they emailed me with the login for their website. I've got a problem. Here's my URL. here's my username, here's my password. And I went back going, I haven't even read your email, if I'm really honest. Your email was quite long. If I don't understand what you're talking about within the first 3 seconds, then it means it's going to take longer for me to help you out. That's a one-to-one consultation. I can't offer more than what I'm offering already on top of the YouTube videos, the Web Squadron Facebook group, and jumping in and out of forums, and the live chats. I cannot give any more for free. I can't. If you want to go for it, go for it, but there's no pressure. 90% of them do not. No, more than that, 99% don't go any further. In fact, some of them get quite offended. Well, why'd you create a YouTube channel then if you're not going to help us out further? And you kind of go, look, if you were the only person per week, I'd probably do a bit more for you because I'm trying to build my community or whatever. But when it's like you're like one of 40 people every day, right? It's getting worse, actually. It is getting worse. It's now we're in the 40s every day, throughout the day, messages coming in here and there. If you keep doing that, okay, for free, you devalued your time. You've devalued you, you know. And I can tell you now, I'd be really surprised if a lot of YouTube influencers provide any level of support like what I do. But yeah, anyway, that's just the way it is, isn't it? Right, okay, I'm going to give you the 2-minute warning. I'm actually going to end a bit earlier. Today. Because I feel like I need to stretch my legs a little bit. Just quickly grab something to munch on. Because then I've got some work to do. And obviously we got the 3.1 free webinar as well. Automate those emails with ChatGPT. Yeah, you could, well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But I like to go for the more personalized approach, which is like, F off. No, I don't do that. But I like to go with a personalized approach. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I mean, this is great, isn't it? This is a great little toy that we've got here. I don't know if I'm going to check if the Dago bar is loaded now. I've got a feeling it's not downloaded. We'll know in a moment. I think I had it. I think we gave it. Oh, no, I think it has. Yeah, it's loaded. It has loaded. I mean, it's not fully loaded. You can see it stutters a bit. Right? It's not. Can you hear that behind me? Can you hear it? So, and I'll turn the light up so you can see it better. Can you hear that? Pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool, but that's Dago bar. Whoops. That's Dago bar going there for you. It's quite soothing as well. It's like I'm working with this like trickling in the sound in the background. All right, everyone, I'm going to say goodbye now. Yeah, go and enjoy yourselves, okay? The Elemental 3.13 beta video is going to be starting in about 14 minutes. Go and have a wee break, you know, shake your legs, grab something to eat. I'll be there in the background watching, you know, trying to find out what are they doing and all of that. How's it work? All right. Hey, Maddie, hope you're all right. So Fat J, everyone here. I'm going to say Shaveen as well, everyone. Catch you all later in a bit. Don't forget to hit like. See you all soon. Goodbye.